I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I cannot complain. Like I said, we had to start this again because we were having some issues. But I just wanted to say that thank you for being part of this session, or rather, saying yes to my invite. You are one of the people that I love talking to privately. And so, just to give you a bit of background, I am starting a new series on my YouTube channel, which will basically focus on the people that I like having conversations with privately. I just feel like other people should just be exposed to some of the things that we talk about, because we don't always agree on everything, but we do have
Yeah.
some quite interesting stuff that we talk about. And you're just genuinely one of the people that I consider to be a good conversationalist. And so I just wanted to let you know that you're the first guest on this series on my YouTube channel called mrextrodin Faith. And yeah, I just wanted to introduce you to the people. Tanatswa Nika, would you please just introduce yourself? Let the people know who you are and what you're about before we continue.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Tanatswa. My maiden surname is Nika, and I'm now a Mrs. Mothibe.
Mm.
I'm just grateful to be part of you guys today.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. What does Tanatswa mean, by the way?
It means we've been purified or we've been blessed.
We've been purified of we've been blessed. So I take it you're from a Christian family then, if your name has that connotation or that meaning.
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay. Are you a pastor's kid?
50%. No, thank God I'm not.
Wait, why are we thanking God that you're not a pastor's kid?
The pressure that they have, oh my word, I don't think I'll be able to handle such pressure.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Um, so where are you from originally?
So originally I'm from Zim, the capital city, Harare.
Oh, from Harare, straight from the capital city, Harare.
Straight from the capital
So
city.
you're a suburban kid.
Yes, I guess we can say that.
Oh, okay. No, no problem. So how was life like in Harare, Joe? Like I've never been there myself, and
Mm.
maybe one day I hope to pass by that side. But how was life that side growing up?
It was okay. It was interesting rather. I when I was born, my parents moved a lot. So
Mm,
I was born in Harare, then we moved to Kwekwe, and then my dad got promoted, then we went to Bulawayo.
mm,
So I had my upbringing until grade 7 in Bulawayo, then we went back to Harare. So when we went back to Harare, it was a new setting, a new school. Now I'm starting high school, I'm getting new faces. But I enjoyed it personally because the school I went to, it made me who I am today, I guess, in terms of me being a socialite,
really?
me being out there, it groomed me as well. So I enjoyed the school that I went to. I had fun there and church as well. So Harare is a busy city. It's
Mm,
busy and it's where everyone wants to be. And if you're not careful, you become wayward, you lose yourself. So you just
mm.
need to know what exactly you want and you go after it. Yeah.
So, what was it about the school that made you a socialite? Were you doing sports? Were you in drama? What was the thing that made you such a socialite?
I did sports. Now that I look back, I regret not. I did drama the first year I joined that high school.
Mm,
And then I stopped because of the time that we'll finish. It would finish late, so my mom wouldn't be able to collect me, and my dad would also finish late. So it was he didn't want me to go home late, so I couldn't join drama. I love talking. I could have joined debate, but I couldn't also. But I did try to do a lot of things at school. I was everywhere, jack of all trades,
Yeah.
even if I wasn't good at it. But
Yeah.
I just made sure, it was you meet new people when you're going out. Like, let's say
Mm,
you do, would
mm.
go for competition, would go and have inter schools and all that. No, I enjoyed that. I loved it. Even in the school, we had like inter-house sports, quizzes, clubs, and all that. Yeah, it was nice.
Even where? Even where?
Even inside the school, like
Oh,
within the school,
okay.
it was a busy school.
No,
A
that's
group
amazing. It seems like Zim values education. Hey, the level of education in Zim seems to be quite high, and it seems like yeah, like the foundation. From what I gather about Zimbabweans is that the foundation that they get, a schooling foundation, is quite strong. Um,
That's true,
yeah,
definitely.
that's amazing. That's truly amazing. So are you an only child, Joe, or do you have like older sister?
No, 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 no. I'm the firstborn of three, so it's two girls and one boy.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Ish. And do you know how it is with being the firstborn, right? Like, you don't get the same treatment as the ones that follow. Or
No,
was it different with you?
I think it's the same with every African household. You don't get the same treatment. It's like you're a deputy parent. With the
Yeah.
firstborn, give first trial of everything. The first
Yeah.
trial of thing, first trial of you know. For us, we're never spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah. And your parents
So
are a lot harder with you, right? Because they're also
mm,
still learning how to be parents.
exactly, they're still learning. It was a first trial of everything. But funny enough, now it's when I was in uni, my
Mm.
dad would then now say to my sister, "Look at what your sister achieved. Do what your sister did." But when I was still in high school, it wasn't like
So that's how you're
it
getting
was.
these. That's how you're getting compliments. You're getting them by listening to what is being said about you. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Okay. No, that's amazing, Joe. So you mentioned something about Harare. If you're not careful, you may be wayward. Um, what do you mean by that? What happens that side? Like, what are the bad things that can happen if one is not careful um, in the city?
So, okay, I'm just gonna start by saying that with the way my dad raised me is that you should always be content with what you have. So
Right.
I went to a group A school, and group A, it's a private school, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, well, now you're a
group
proper
A,
cheese girl. You're a proper like.
and what's funny
Well,
with what you just said? I went to a school called Cheesy Pity, so in nickname would call it Cheesy.
you see, you're just confirming. You're just confirming what I'm saying.
Oh Lord. So yeah, we went to that school, and in private schools you would see that it's different groups. There's us who are trying, there's those who actually have money, and there's those who have parents who allow them to do whatever they want to do whenever. So
Hmm.
I had a friend who came from a well-off family.
Okay.
She could easily jailbreak. She could go anywhere and do whatever, and come back and give us feedback and all that. So what I mean by if you're not careful is that you can easily fall into those groups where you also want to be part of that. You also want
Right.
to experience what they're experiencing, because it was for my private school was an all girls school.
Okay.
So there's limitation to, and then the girls who are going and doing stuff with boys, they come and tell you, now you are interested in what
Hey.
they say.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
behind the toilet. I want to do that. Why
Yeah.
not?
Like
So
kissing and
come
hugging and whatever. And telling each other sweet nothings.
Exactly.
Right.
Sweet nothing. So come into school that you want to also be part of that gang. You want to go around to the toilet, whatever, on your phone. Hey, now I look back, my parents actually did me a favor, but by confiscating my phones randomly, because if it was not for that, and also checking when I'm asleep, it was not for that. Hi, we would have been naughty. No, I'm lying. If it was not for God, I would have been elsewhere.
So there
But
were really
yeah, yo, at midnight you hear the door is being opened. They're coming to check you're okay, you're asleep, everything is fine. Randomly give me your phone, unlock your password.
yo,
Yo, and you could not say no.
of course, you're under their roof. So
You can't say so. I think that helped me in the long run because the opportunities were there to do stuff. The opportunities, when you go to other schools or you just go out with your friends
right.
and you want to do what they're doing. Because best believe I had naughty friends in my friend groups. And
Mm,
rumors would spread. So it's easy to make friends when you're in high school. You just want to
mm,
go
mm.
and meet what they're doing. And yeah, that's how you easily get wayward.
And high school is a tricky period because what happens is when you're a teenager, you start realizing that your parents don't know everything, right? And
Hmm,
you
hmm,
realize that maybe you might know a thing or two that they might not know on an academic level. So now you
yeah.
fool yourself into thinking that you know better than them. And also there's
Hmm,
this puberty thing, you start growing certain things, certain body parts are getting bigger, and now you're getting
hmm,
attention from the opposite gender, right? So
hmm,
so you,
hmm.
you sort of think that you've made it. You feel like you've made it in life, and
Well,
and there's that naivety thing where you have no idea what you might get yourself.
mm,
And it's a shame that we have. What I've noticed over the years is sometimes you have people who are still stuck in that high school mentality, but they're in their 40s, 50s. It's like they've never grown out of that thing. All they're thinking about is the toilet thing that you're talking about, or all they're thinking about is getting the next person, or which club to go to, or what to do, or who to be with. And you're like,
mm,
okay, but what about your aspirations? What do you want to do in life? They don't really care about that. They would rather focus more about, they'd rather focus more on being social,
yeah.
you know. And I think that's the trap that comes with being an adolescent, that if you're not careful, you might actually
Mm,
mess up your own future, you know. So shout out to your parents for being strict. But I do know that sometimes it gets a bit tricky because sometimes even with strict parents,
yeah,
girls can sort of,
definitely.
all boys, they become so rebellious that they,
Amen.
yeah.
Okay.
You were talking about the Bible. Are you
What
talking
was
about are you talking about the one with the pictures and stuff that shows maybe like they'll show
yes,
Samson fighting with the lion and stuff, and then they'll show you I don't know. Yeah, I
yes.
remember that Bible. That was a
And
good.
there's this one that we have or had at home. I don't know. It's children's stories, children's Bible stories.
I know it.
Yes, even that one. It had beautiful stories. I think that's one thing that led me closer to God and made me want to know Him more and trust in Him. Yeah.
Oh,
That's how everything started, with how my mom introduced Him to me and how she made sure every Sunday we would not miss church.
right, right. Did you like that though? Because I know, sometimes as much as you like going to church, but consistency can be a bit of an issue because sometimes maybe the weather is not so great, or you don't feel so great, you have a headache, and you still have to go to church. It can get to you.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah. But for me, it was like I said, I was a child.
Yeah.
I was enjoying Sunday school because we weren't going to the big church. We were going to play games, talk about God,
Mm.
act, sing. So it was all the fun things that kids would also love to be part of. So there's no way you'd say, "Nah, I don't want to go." But
Mm.
now the adults one, hey, mm-mm.
Right. It's a different story, no?
It's a different ball game.
Why is that though? Why do you think that is?
I think I don't know. I think now the more you get older, the more battles you fight
Mm.
spiritually,
Mm.
and now it's different preaching. It's more of it's when you're a baby, you're in a bubble. It's
Yeah.
it's it's you're protected, and then the
Yeah.
more you grow older, that bubble's popped. Now the
Yeah.
preaching is now for your eyes to open spiritually and
Right.
physically. Now it's no more about what God loves you, John 3 verse 16. Hey,
Right.
it's now your lives. Jesus is coming back.
Right. 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 No, I get you. I get you. I wish we had, how when you're growing up, you have things like early childhood development, and like you mentioned
Hmm.
Sunday school. I wish there was an adulting expert, someone who would say, listen,
Hmm.
now that you're this age, watch out for this, 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 this. This is how you budget. This is how you save. Uh, these are red flags. If a guy does this, 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 or if a girl does
Hmm.
this, 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 these are the flats to go to. These are the areas to avoid. I feel like life could have been a lot
A lot
easier to
better.
maneuver because at least you would have the knowledge of what to do or not to do. Because
Definitely.
hey, most of us are figuring this thing out by ourselves, man. And it's even worse
Hmm.
if you are from a different country and you're coming in a different country and you have to learn some of these things on your own. Which brings me to my next question. When did you come this side?
I came in 2017.
For school?
No, I'm lying. 2018.
For
For
school?
school. Yeah.
So did you know anybody when you were coming this side, or it was like a new thing altogether? Like you had no idea what you're gonna
It
face with?
was a new it was everything was new. I had no idea what I was being thrown in the deep end. I didn't know what to expect. It
But
was just me and God.
were you scared? Were you happy? Were you excited? How did you feel, man? Going to a new country, not knowing anybody, and
To be honest, I was happy. I could not wait.
hmm,
I could not wait to leave some and try new things to what we see in high school musical movies and all that. Like you can't wait to go to uni and be dressing up and yeah, I know I couldn't wait for that.
and is that what you experienced in uni?
My uni was oh, it was great. It was interesting and great. I met different characters, got to actually know stuff, but thoroughly I enjoyed myself. I had a great time. I think it's because I studied what I wanted to study.
Hospitality, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, can you get into that a bit? Why hospitality though? What got you into hospitality? What was it that you liked about it?
In high school, I studied travel and tourism,
Mm,
right? So that mm, opened a doorway for me to be interested in hospitality.
mm,
We got projects to do, and it made me love it because I realized and discovered that I'm a people's person. I
right.
would enjoy, serving people and working with customers, customer relation, and what to call this customer service as well. And my grandmom is a cook, was a cook. My mom is a chef. at home, personalized chef.
Okay.
So it also came to me. So I already loved cooking and baking. So in high school I did culinary arts and travel and tourism.
Mm.
So that combination made me want to further more in my cooking and baking. And then yeah, so where I learned, we had people that would come from everywhere, all around the world, to come give talks about their universities. What is it called? Those people, sales people. Yeah,
That's
the
like sales
sales.
reps or something. I don't know.
Yes, they would come to our school and speak. And so I had a few choices. I didn't want to go far. So I had a few choices in SA where I wanted to apply and actually look into.
Mm.
Number one in the world was Switzerland. Hey, Mara, Switzerland is expensive.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's hella expensive. So I was like, nah, SA is the next best option. My
Mm.
dad would be like, no, apply, I'll afford. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
please don't fool me.
Right. Right.
Mm,
Okay. That's interesting. And if you had the opportunity to go to Switzerland, if the money was there, would you have gone there instead?
you know what I've recently discovered is that we plan and God decides.
Right.
So
Right.
if I say I don't know what would have happened, would I have enjoyed my uni the way I enjoyed it in SA? I do not know.
Mm.
Because I was looking at Australia, I was looking at Switzerland, and then I looked at SA. I
Mm.
didn't want to go to Canada because a lot of Zim people were going to Canada.
Okay.
And then a reality kicked in. I'm like to myself, okay, I have two siblings after me who also want to go to uni, who also want to go to private schools.
Right.
So if I say to myself, okay, I want to go to enforce myself, I want to go overseas, what, and then my dad foots the bill for that. Where's my sister gonna learn? Where's
Mm.
my brother gonna learn? So
Mm.
I also need to leave money for them so that at least if I further my studies close to home and he has some change left for them, then it's fine. So that's when I realized, no man, essay is fine. So long it's not in Zim, it's okay.
Yeah, but also I can imagine like should anything happen to you when you're in Switzerland, yeah, how are they gonna
Yo,
in South Africa
imagine.
it's a bit closer, it might take a while for them to get here, but at least they will get here a lot quicker. Switzerland, eh? Oh,
Switzerland is far. It's your it's not only far, but it's expensive. Imagine how expensive it is to travel from SA to Ghana. What
right.
more from SA to Switzerland or from Zim to Switzerland? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
no,
expensive.
I'm definitely with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that one. I wanted us to get
Mm.
into your relationship with God. You said that when you came to South Africa, you only had yourself and God. How was that journey
Mm-hmm.
like? In terms of, look, one thing I can say is people have different different relationship with God. Some people,
Mm-hmm.
some people are angry at God as we speak. Some people are not talking to God at all because of something that happened in their past. Some people see God as their best friend. Some only talk to God when they need something, you know. So, how was your relationship with Him, throughout your coming to South Africa and all of that?
My relationship with God was good. When I left, I was a salvationist,
Okay. What
and
does that mean?
I attended a church called Salvation Army.
Okay. I've heard of.
So yeah.
Mm,
So when I came initially, I was looking for Salvation Army,
mm,
and then I was in Pretoria, so I saw on Google that Salvation Army was in Centurion. I was like, yeah, it's far. It's too far for me to go there.
okay.
Number one. Number two, language barrier. It was my first year here. The only language that I knew, that's similar to the side was Zulu,
Right.
right? So I kept praying and asking God, okay, I want a church. Please help me find a church.
Hmm.
And then we went to this church in town, and a church was just not for me. It was I didn't feel at home. I didn't. It was just no. I was not connecting to God. And then I had a roommate. This was now my second year. So first
Right.
year I couldn't find. In second year, then my roommate. I remember the specific day where my roommate was craving ice cream, and we decided to take a walk to KFC.
Right.
On our way back, we met this wonderful lady called Sister Ayanda, and she invited us to Lighthouse. So she at first she invited us for Sal on Wednesday. So we're like, okay, no problem, we'll come. Wednesday came, we went for Sal. Oh, they welcomed us. It was, love at first sight. We
Hmm.
enjoyed and we learned. So I was like, okay, let me go to church the following Sunday and hear the word for myself. Sunday we went. Oh my gosh, I felt at home. I felt welcome. I loved it. I even remember what I was wearing on the first day I went to the to
What,
Lighthouse.
what were you wearing? What were
It was nice. I met LP Nana. She preached and shared the word. I was wearing this dress. It was gray. It's a gray dress with like gray and black. Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So that's what I was wearing. And then she preached, and then when I got back home, I was like, okay, I enjoyed myself. I think this is the church that I want to start attending. God,
Right.
if it is your will, then so be it. And
Right.
then after that, where I was staying, fortunately, there was this lady who was also prayerful, and they were starting this prayer group with elderly women, married
Hmm.
women rather.
Hmm.
And then as a student, Nahan, I'm chilling with the big women,
Right.
and I think that's also what helped my spiritual growth. So it was Lighthouse Chapel and that group. Those two helped me grow spiritually from where I was in Zim to where I am now. It was because of that group
Hmm.
and LCI. They helped me, or else I wouldn't be where I am right now. Mm. I realized that I was a baby when I came to SA. I knew
Really?
nothing. I was
Oh.
still on milk.
But then what changed? What brought about this growth?
Mm.
Was it only the teaching that did that to you, or did something else help from help you from being a baby to being a bit more of a mature Christian?
From LCI, it was
Okay.
reading the word for myself.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, that is crucial, hey? And I think that's
and
something.
and, and what? Mm,
It's something that some people don't prioritize.
you
I
can
feel like
carry on.
if you depend on a pastor to always teach you or a cell leader to always teach you,
Yeah,
you miss out on a lot. But if you read it for yourself, then you sort of get to understand God better, Christ better, and you sort of apply certain things from the Word of God into your own life. You don't have to wait for the pastor to tell you what to do or what to learn.
mm,
Mm. Okay.
yeah, definitely. That's true. So that's what helped me. It was the reading, speaking the word, and then from the prayer group, it was praying and breaking everything that was attached to me from
Mm.
Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. What does that mean exactly? What was attached to you?
Yeah, so it was you know when you grow up, and as a lukewarm Christian, I can say I was a lukewarm, not lukewarm per se, but like when you're, I can't say in the dark, but I had a veil, like I couldn't fully know and see what or who God was.
Right.
So when I came here, it was eye opening. The prayers I already knew, like the background, where I come from, when in terms of how my forefathers or my grandparents, who they pray to, and from my dad's side, they practice both ATR and Catholic, because I recently learned Catholic and Christianity is two different things, and so they practice both. And then my mom's side, it's Salvation Army. So, and then those two came together and formed us. And then I come. So now it's a mixture of I because of my mom and what she believes in, we don't practice ATR, right? So it's a clash of that also. So it's now fighting with that and having your own also spiritual problems. There's certain doors that you open without knowing. So yeah, it was those doors. It was bondages spiritually from my forefathers that I had to break and pray over, and cancel. Yeah, I became prayerful, Shem. I became prayerful. I remember when I went home, and the first holiday, or my 21st holiday, I went home, and the first night I got there, I slept, and I was woken up at 3 a.m. by the Holy Spirit, if I can say so myself.
Okay.
And it was a strong voice saying, "Wake up! They have sent someone." So I ignored it. I'm like, huh? Maybe I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
And then the voice came again, "Wake up! They have sent someone." So I woke up. Now I'm scared. And there's load shedding at this time. I said, "Woke up, I called my mom, come." And then she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Come, let's pray." I saw this big spider. It was big shape. My mom was like, "Why didn't you kill it?" I'm like, "I didn't think anything of it." But we woke up and prayed. Ever since day, every day we were praying at 3 a.m. We're praying and praying and praying. And then there's a day we decided to throw a party. Now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, you mentioned something about a party. You saw a big spider and what happened?
So it was my 21st birthday, and then we woke up in the AMs. We were praying, we were praying, we were praying, and then that was the first time I knew or understood what a spiritual attack was. Because hey, we're praying, so my cousins were there. They also praying. Randomly, this one is saying no, there's something there. This other one is saying no, there's something there. In the spiritual, I don't see what they're saying. I
Oh,
get
yeah,
it, but I could feel no, man, there's something in this presence that's not good.
right.
Even my mom said it. And we started praying, we started praying, we started praying. So I remember I laid down on the carpet. So they didn't understand okay, and then is she tired? What's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not okay. My back, something's happening on my back. I get up. And they prayed over my back. They prayed over my back. We went to sleep. I couldn't sleep. I wore my sister's morning gown. I was freezing. And then I wore something else. I put on something else. I was freezing. In the morning, the help came to wake us up. She woke me up. So usually I wake up by myself, but she woke us up. She's like, "No, man, you've been sleeping." I'm like, "No, I can't. I'm not feeling well." Like, how? So what must we do? Should we cancel the party now? Like, no, it's fine. I went outside. I was sitting in the sun, but I'm freezing. I'm like freezing. And I forced myself. They did my makeup. We went to the party. And I was in the sun. I'm wearing a coat. Everyone is happy, is relaxed. My mom was so worried. Even when you look back at the pictures, you can tell she was so worried with what's going on.
This was your
We
party.
went to
This was
the doctor.
your birthday party or what?
It was my birthday party, my 21st.
Jeez.
We
Okay.
went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "No, they did tests." They refused. I was freezing, and they refused to give me a blanket. They're like, "Your body temperature is high. We give you a blanket. There's a certain temperature that the body is not supposed to exceed." Already, I think I was on 38. So I was close to going to 40. So she didn't want to give me a blanket because she's like, no, if you get to 40, then you might die. I'm like, I'm freezing. Tell me, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And then they checked, they did tests. So already my mom had spoken to this other pastor, and they're like, no, they're not gonna find out anything. They'll just give you a silly thing as the reason why you're sick, but it's not physical, it's spiritual. And then they said no, it was tonsils. I'm like, I've never had tonsils before. Since I was born, you're telling me tonsils in Johnny. I'm 21 years old and you're telling me now I'm having tonsils. Okay, no problem. I already knew because it started a couple 4 a.m. We prayed. After that, I was better. So that's when I understood, hey, basically we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Because hey, and yeah, a lot of people did not want me to succeed, but I've been succeeding. So thanks God to that.
Were you scared though? I mean, I can imagine it's the 21st, you're freezing, people are telling you you might die. Uh, People are saying it's a spiritual attack. Were you scared?
I was God gave me peace. My heart was at peace. I think it's because I knew the root of the problem and I knew what caused it. What caused it is it's like they were mad that why are these people, it's something that has never been done since I was a child till in high school till uni. We'd never woken up to pray at 3 a.m. as a household,
Oh,
excluding eating.
right.
And we're doing it even my siblings were there. Now we're resting with things that are in the house. We're
I've
resting
been
with
there for years. Right.
that's against the Nika family. So now those people were mad that you know what? Okay, now we are coming with this whole thing from SA because now waking up at 3 a.m. it's not something we used to do. So
Right.
it's coming with this. They were pissed. And I could feel like on that day, the attack, everyone, like I remember my cousin saying, no, there's witches there. And I was like, Auntie, how do you know what witches look like?
Right, right.
There's two witches there. My mom is so at first she took it lightly, and then we kept praying. And then no, now she's saying no. I feel a movement because with my mom, spiritually, she has a gift that like when something is wrong or there's a spirit, an evil spirit around, she feels it. She'll tell you, there's something, man. I feel it. She'll feel it. So ended up feeling good, yeah, you guys were right. I feel something. So let us pray. That's when now my back also is hurting. They're like, hey, man. And then this one, they prayed over my back. They prayed over my back and it transferred. That's how the sickness started. But after that, I was okay. I think it maybe affected me without me realizing it
Mm.
spiritually. I then I took a pause with my prayer. With my it was skyrocket and then it was going down a bit. So I was
Do you
like,
think
okay, let me be
it discouraged that
prayers.
incident discouraged you a bit?
I don't want to say it discouraged me, but it made me, I don't want to say I was scared, but I was now reserved. There were certain prayers that I didn't want to pray because I did not want to fight the battles.
I get
If
you.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hey, that's hectic. But did you enjoy your 21st birthday party at all after that incident?
Did I? Hey, all I wanted to do was sit in the sun. No,
Wow.
but it was nice. It was nice. People came. They tried their best. I think they enjoyed it, or if they didn't, they were worried about me. But it was for me. I was there but not there. I was freezing.
Yeah.
I had in Shona we call it what do you call it? You know when you're cold and your skin has like those tiny, is it like goosebumps? Those tiny things.
Yes.
Yeah, I had that to show that I'm not pretending. I'm freezing, but it's hot and my body is burning. But I am. You're right. That fever was, it was something
That's
else.
hectic. So
Something that has never happened.
Did you have any other spiritual attack after that, or was it the one time and you never had?
Oh, it was the one time. It was that. Now it's just dreams. Oh no, I did. I did. This side. I was sleeping, but this spiritual attack happened in the dream. But when I woke up, that's when I felt I was actually not dreaming. I was fighting. I dreamt. I was back home,
Mm.
and my brother was chasing me. I'm running like woman's business, and he's chasing me. Imagine being chased by a child.
Right.
And then now by the fence, a white horse appeared. So I climbed that horse, and then apparently a white horse resembles an angel. And then so he's chasing me. He has the knife, like he wants to kill me. And then I'm on that horse. It's going up, and then he can't catch me. And then now the scene changed. I went to my mom. Now I'm telling my mom, "Where's David? David's my baby brother. Where's David? He's coming. He wants to kill me or something like that." Then I woke up. It was now time to go to work. When I woke up, I was dizzy. I couldn't stand. Now I feel like, yeah, I was running for real. That's when I knew, no, this wasn't a dream. I wasn't dreaming. I was actually running for my life.
When was this?
Hey, I was still in uni.
Okay. Second year,
So
third year.
4 years.
Okay. So I guess it was a demon disguised as your brother.
They used his face, so it was disguised as my brother. And hey,
Hectic,
sure.
hectic. So in
Oh my
those type
God.
of situations, what do you do? Do you call your parents? Do you talk to your pastor? Do you pray? Do you talk to God and ask questions? Do you try to get a understanding of what these dreams mean? What happens?
Sometimes I search. So, okay, I used to search with each and every dream. I write it down and search. Nowadays, I do get I'm starting to get interpretations of my dreams by
Oh,
myself
oh,
to God. Um, so it depends with the dream. Like I remember, I dreamt when this year I dreamt I don't remember the dream vividly, but I remember that my mom had cried or had died. Oh, I cried in that dream. When I woke up, my sister was here. I woke her up and we prayed. I told her, let us pray right now. We're praying to cancel that dream. And then there's some dreams where, hi man, they don't make sense. Like you don't understand
yeah,
what's going on.
yeah,
I asked my
yeah.
pastor, I asked if he can interpret or help me intercede because some don't make sense, some yeah, they're scary. But those that I can interpret by myself, I can pray over, I believe.
Mm. Okay, that's cool. That means that you do have a gift of interpreting dreams. Then I could be wrong, but that's the impression that I'm getting, which is a good gift. I want to talk about getting married young, man. I mean, you're still in your 20s, right?
Yes, I am.
How's that like, man? Because usually people are still trying to find themselves in their 20s. Some people are either going on multiple dates, going on online dating apps,
You
um,
try Jolo.
yeah, some are dating married people. And here you are saying, no, I found my guy and I'm ready to settle down. But how's that like? For me, that's uncharted territory, so I cannot even relate. I have heard that it's a different ball game altogether. I hear that it's no joke. Like if you think a serious relationship is tough, they say try marriage.
Mm.
Actually, I have a pastor. Uh, unfortunately, he passed away. But when I was at marriage school, he said, if you really want to know whether you are a Christian or not, get married. That's what he said. He said, He said, if you really want to see if you're a Christian or not, you'll get married. It will test your Christianity in and out, Baba. So yeah, can you just share marriage, man? How has that been for you?
I can't say much yet.
Because it's still early
'Cause
days, right?
exactly, it's still early. It's very new. It's
Right,
it's still months.
right,
But so far so good, man. Okay. One thing I'm learning about myself, in one thing I've realized in marriage, you also learn about yourself. You
right,
learn
right,
new things. So
right.
what I'm discovering about myself, my husband is he's a teddy bear. He's loving, caring, and
And you're
and
not.
then I'm the louder one.
You are a
He's,
real
he's
bear. You're a live bear,
soft,
real live.
and yeah, I am a lion.
What do you mean, man? What do you do exactly? What makes you a lion? Like, do you
I
throw
think I
tantrums
blame
or
my mom. Okay, so the thing is, he's very, what do you call it? He's stubborn, and I'm stubborn. Mixed together, hey, that combination. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
So now, when we mix together, his voice, because he's a teddy bear, he's not gonna go here.
right.
And me, because I'm a lion, I must be heard.
Yeah,
So I'm learning, and I'm taking myself each and every day that, okay, sometimes I correct myself after it has happened, where I can say,
right,
okay, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Because now I'm learning to fix myself and also work on our marriage, because there's no exit door. There's no divorce is not an option. So
right.
you have to work on yourself, and there's this thing that I saw yesterday. I don't know on whose social media platform. It said love is a Oh, no, it's a song. It's a Zoom song. It's a book I'm reading, but they quoted the song. It's called. They say Rudo Ramai Nocho jokes Rudo Imoto. Okay, love is fire. Love wait Rudo Imoto Noto Kuchiziwa Namai. Okay, love. Hey, the translation. Love is okay. King, in the raw areas when you're making fire and you want to cook,
Right. Using like
that
wood
thing,
or something. Mm,
yes, wood.
mm.
So the direct translation wouldn't make sense, but love is that. So you need to keep putting wood
Oh yeah,
and
to make the fire a bit stronger.
yes,
Right, right.
love is like fire. You need to keep
That's
putting
true.
wood. So yeah. So that's
That's
when I
true.
realized, yeah, it's the same thing with marriage. Marriage is that. So you need to keep putting wood for the flame to keep going. If you don't do that and keep saying, oh, I also saw another thing where it says marriage is not 50-50, it's 100 and 100. But it will not always be 100-100. There are
Yeah.
times where hubby
Ah,
is 80, and then I feel in the 20, and then there's
that's
times where
the
I'm
one. That you
50.
see that? You see that? I totally agree. I'm not married, no? But I totally agree with you. And the reason I agree with that so much is it's sad that in society when the man, because I know that the man is the provider, the man has to do this and that, but there's a time where the man cannot do that, right? Maybe
Mm,
he's going through his own things, he's depressed, he's whatever. Some women
mm,
pick up the slack. That's one thing I've learned. I've learned that some women will rather bow out than to pick up the slack.
mm,
Let's say I was not raised to do this. I was not raised to take care of a man or this and that and that. So they leave, and it's sad because I feel like that's where they lose the importance of sticking it out, of commitment, of making it work. I mean, it's a completely different story if the guy is just watching TV all day and he's not even looking for a job or whatever, But if he's really going
Mm,
through something, I feel
mm,
like that's your turn to pick up the slack and vice versa. There's moments where now the woman cannot be, as active as she used to. She can't cook or clean all the time or take care of the child. You as the husband, you have to show up. You have to pick up the slack and wear two hats if need be,
exactly.
But
Mm.
you mentioned something quite profound. You said that you you talk to yourself and you correct yourself, but do you go back to your husband and apologize for being that lion, or do you just pretend like
Yes,
nothing
I
happened and
do.
move on?
Oh no, no, no! I don't pretend like nothing happened. I do speak to him from time to time. What I wanna, the problem also is that he's far away. He's in a different province. He's in Cape Town while I'm in
Oh,
Pretoria.
okay.
But soon we're gonna be together. So what I want to also introduce is that maybe on an every Friday, let's sit down and reflect
Mm,
and no rather have an open platform where I tell him what I didn't like or what he said that I didn't like, and he also
right.
tells me what I said that he didn't like, or
Mm,
what I did that he liked, and what he did that I liked, so that we know who. Okay, so from time to time, I do give him links of King. There's this love language test, so that we keep knowing. Okay,
mm,
what does he
mm,
like?
right.
What's his love language? So that I
Right.
keep doing that. And then whenever I do something wrong, I then go back and we talk about it and I apologize. Because yeah, I do tend to, and I'm angry. No, but when I'm angry, I keep quiet. But so I want to work on that. So we work on ourselves as well. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So working both.
One of the revelations that I got was,
Mm,
especially when it comes to married couples, when you say my husband, right? Your experience of a husband, or the idea of a husband, or what you understand a husband to be, is the person that you're with. It's not your dad. It's not some guy you saw on
mm,
TV, because your dad is your dad. Your dad was never your partner. Your dad was never your husband. So your husband is the person that you're dating, not the person you want to date, or not the person you see on TV, some celebrity somewhere. And the same applies with him. When he says my wife, his experience of
mm,
a wife is you. So if you don't spend time to work on yourself and to give him the best experience of what a wife is and a wife should be, he will never get it anywhere else.
that's
His
true.
definition of a wife is you, and what
Mm,
he's experiencing through you or with you, that's his definition of what a wife is. And I think
mm,
a
mm.
lot of people often tend to look at the grass which looks greener on the other side and think that they would get a better experience of what a husband or a wife is. And man, sometimes they make the biggest mistakes of their lives by leaving something that God has ordained, something that God had approved, to something that maybe God doesn't even approve. And
Mm,
it messes everything up. So I'm glad that you actually do that, because isn't it amazing how when it comes to our studies, we sit down and try to fix things and try to see how we can improve on. When it comes to work, you do key performance indicators and try to see where you can improve on. But when it comes
exactly.
to your marriage, nah, 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 you just want to freestyle. So I'm glad.
Let's do this. Why me?
I'm glad that you actually have dedicated some time to the both of you and say, look, this is where we are. How can we improve on this? I actually have a good friend who's basically a brother now. He does the same thing with his wife. Every month they sit down and they evaluate their relationship. And they say, look, are we getting to where we want to go? How can we
Yeah.
improve on this? How have we? Look, it sounds formal. It sounds, but it's necessary.
It
It's
is.
necessary, just like how it's necessary to
It,
do a KPI at work, or it's necessary for you to look at your studies and try to figure out how you can improve. These things are necessary. They might
mm-hmm.
not be the best thing, they might be boring, but if you want the best experience, you have to go through them.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, definitely.
So, long distance, how's that like though?
Hey. It's hectic. It's not pop and flakes.
I
But
can imagine, you know,
it's yeah.
because you can miss cuddle,
Hey man,
you can miss just a simple hug, NJ, or
just
seeing
a
the person,
simple.
just seeing the
It's
person.
been hard. It's been hard. We talk every day. We video call every day, but it's not the same. I do not know how people can do this. They're strong now. And I think for me also, it's
Right,
I'm a new mom. I'm a new mom, and my baby is still a baby.
right.
Yeah, no, I'm a new mom. I'm a new wife. I'm in a new long distance relationship.
So yeah,
All in one go.
yeah,
It's. I
yeah.
have my moments. I do. I do have my moments where I break down and I'm like, no man, guys, I'm tired. I do tell him from time to time. I think he's used to it. Where I tell him, I'm like, yo, hi guys. Yeah, today I have one of those days from time to time where it just weighs on me. I'm like,
Mm,
I'm lonely.
mm,
He's like, no, but you're with Kim. Like, the same. Are you with? I'm with my sister, or his mom comes, his sister, his family
right,
comes from time, but it's not the same. I'm not married to
mm,
them. I'm not married to my sister. I
right,
have a baby. I have a baby.
right,
He's not, and it's
right,
not about money.
right.
I need him physically.
I need to smell you. I need to smell you.
Exactly.
Right,
We need to laugh, to talk. We need to be crazy together. So it does weigh on me sometimes, from time to time, and then I pick myself up. I have to, for the sake of my baby. I
right.
have to pick myself up and take it a day at a time, a
Mm,
day
mm,
at a time.
mm, mm.
Because if I wanna just jump and not nurse the feelings, I will explode.
So you're basically making sure that you don't get to a point where you explode. You you manage you manage that.
I manage. I make sure I don't bottle my feelings. Everything I'm feeling, you must know.
Oh, is that how the lion was born? But but it's reasonable. Your
Not
your
that
your
way.
your temperament is a bit reasonable because it's new territory on three fronts:
Mm,
motherhood,
yeah.
marriage, and long distance.
And
It makes sense. It just sucks that he's a punching bag, which I've grown to
mm,
realize that a lot of men are punching bags. But and they have to, sometimes when I look at the Bible, I'm like, no wonder they said you must love them as Christ loved the church. This is it. This. You must just allow yourself to be a punching bag, my brother. That's part of it. That's part of it. But how's motherhood like? How has motherhood been like for you? Because I've also seen that some people, actually, I have spoken to some people over the years who became mothers who have told me that, look, I have never known what love was until I had a child. All along, these relationships that I've been in, that was not love. This, now that I've given birth,
yeah.
this is love. I know what love is. So how has that been for you?
It's yo, it's been amazing. It's I'm still in shock till date. It's been what, 7 months now. But every time I look at it, I'm like, is this my baby? Like, wow, I have a whole human being under my care. I have a whole human being God bless me with. He's so sweet. He's loving. He never, from the time where he was inside me, he never gave me problems till
Mm.
date. He's been a peaceful baby, a calm baby. Now he's blabbing and being talkative. This one is talkative like his mom.
Yeah.
he's he's always laughing. He's always, he's not that those crying babies, those neggy ones. No. So he's made motherhood easy for me. He's
Right.
made motherhood very, very easy. And I've enjoyed each and every step, each and every moment from his first cry. He hasn't even been a baby that cries a lot,
Mm,
also.
mm,
So he doesn't have a loud cry.
yeah.
So it's been those from this. Now he's learning how to crawl, every milestone we're noting and saying, no, he's actually growing. Before this, I was actually telling the dad, I'm like, can you imagine? I've raised a whole 7 month baby by myself. It's like, hi, Manuela. Like, yeah, I'm the boss. And it's like calling yourself a cook. I'm like, yes, I did. No, but jokes aside, it's been 7 months since I gave birth to this human being, and looking at him now, he's growing so well. He's growing so well, and it makes me so happy that I'm actually doing something right in this life thing.
No, that's
Mm.
good, man. It sounds like you're definitely in a new chapter, from being the girl who moved a few times from Harare to Bulawayo to Kwekwe. Then, going to high school, being a socialite, then coming,
Mm,
growing up under Salvation Army, then coming to Pretoria, not knowing anybody, learning new people, finding the church
right.
that belongs to you, and, you know, obviously not going to Switzerland, coming here and deciding, celebrating your 21st birthday and going through spiritual attacks, and now being a mother and a wife, and learning how to cope with this long distance thing. It's quite an interesting journey, and also part of why I'm doing this to begin with is I believe that every human being has a book in them, you know, an
Yeah.
interesting book that they could write. And yours, I mean, just how I summarized your life in itself, it sounds like an interesting book that one can read. Or, oh, okay, whoa, all right, this you did what? Oh, okay. your your husband is a teddy bear. You're a lion. No, you're gonna eat this guy. You're gonna kill this guy. This guy
I'm learning.
he has no survival mode whatsoever. He's not gonna make it. But shout out to him as well, because I think it takes a lot of wisdom to.
So my battery is running low, so I'm gonna hop onto the laptop when it logs me out.
Okay, okay. But it's fine. We can close for now. I mean, I'm sure we can have other conversations in the future, but I think for a first episode, it's fine. I think it's probably an hour long because we spoke for like 30 minutes, and
Mhm.
now it's another 30 minutes. But thanks for accepting the invite and sharing your story. Um,
Yeah.
it shows that the scripture that says that teach them while they're young, teach them the word of God while they are young, so that when they grow up, they do not depart from it. I feel like that is your life. From reading those children's
Mhm.
stories, to having God with you when you were moving to a different country and going to
Yeah.
a different church and praying on your 21st birthday, and you still had God with you, you know. So shout out to that. Shout out to your parents, and yeah, man. Thanks again.